In Storyboard, Apple refers to a transition between view controllers as a segue. These segues are depicted using this gray arrow that's interrupted by this circular icon.
You can see a lot of segues in Storyboard for this Make Your Own Adventure app, which you'll see a lot more of if you stick around for Lesson 5.
Here in the roll the dice method of our rollViewController.swift file, we saw how to present view controllers programmatically. Now we're going to move on to a second way of presenting view controllers by combining code with a storyboard segue. Now, I don't want any tears, but first we have to delete all of the code in our roll the dice method. Back in Storyboard, we're going to open up our pop-up menu for the roll view controller, and under triggered segues, we're going to drag this manual segue to the dice view controller. Here we have a few options for the segue. I'm going to choose modal here, but we'll talk more about the push and custom options when we get into the navigation lesson. Next, we need to set the storyboard identifier for our segue. So let's close this outline view and open up the utilities pane. And then if we click on the segue, we can see in the attributes inspector where we can set the storyboard identifier. So we'll call it roll dice. Now we have our segue from Storyboard, but we need to write the code that calls it. We want the segue to happen when the dice is rolled, so we go into the roll the dice method in our rollViewController.swift file. Here we're going to invoke the method perform segue with identifier, and our identifier, of course, is roll dice, and our sender is self. Okay, let's run it and see what happens when we roll the dice.
You can see that a new view is appearing, but otherwise, no dice.
Why would that be? Well, we never set their values. In fact, our first view controller never even had a reference to the dice view controller, let alone the dice. So how are we going to set those dice values? Let's leave that question open for now and pause to review the steps for creating the segue.